if your purpose isn't one big thing, but thousands of small moments that ripple out into the world in ways you may never see? In this episode, we're talking about how to recognize those moments, trust the quiet guidance within you, and understand how even the smallest act of kindness can change a life, maybe even your own. Welcome to Dial Up Intuition, a podcast that invites you to awaken and expand your intuition. I'm your host, Kat Sanders. I was a radio and television broadcaster before a massive brain hemorrhage caused me to flatline. That life-changing event led to a beautiful near-death experience, and when I came back, I returned with some profound truths and the ability to connect with the other side. In this podcast, we'll explore these truths and learn how to strengthen your intuition and intuitive gifts. You'll hear conversations with remarkable intuitives who'll share how their gifts came alive, evolved, and became part of their daily lives. So whether you're just beginning your intuitive journey or you're ready to go deeper, this is your space to be inspired, guided, and reminded that your intuitive gift was always within you. So let's begin and dial up our intuition together. So this is kind of a part 2 from an earlier episode. So if you didn't listen to the ripple effect, you might want to go back and give that a listen when you can. In that episode, we talked about our shared purpose, this beautiful idea that we're all here to help lift the world to a higher state of consciousness simply by choosing love, compassion, and connection. And today, I want to bring that idea just a little closer to home. Because while we all share that bigger mission, there are also things that only you can do because of where you are, because of who you are, and because of who you know. These are your purpose-driven opportunities, the moments, big and small, where your presence actually matters more than you realize. So how do you recognize them? How do you know what you're here to do? It's not usually a loud voice or some flashing neon sign. It's quieter than that. It shows up as a peace in your heart. And to feel that peace, you have to slow down long enough to hear it. You have to sit in silence, sit in stillness, even if it's just for a few minutes, because that's where the clarity lives. Now, a lot of us, myself included at times, we seem to wait for that one big thing, that one huge purpose. It's that thing that makes us feel big at times. It's that one thing that says, okay, now I've done what I came here to do. You know, maybe we think we need to write a book, right? Start a business, launch a podcast. And now don't get me wrong, those things are wonderful. I mean, I'm finishing up a book that I've been working on for years. And I love this podcast, I truly do. But here's the truth. That's not where purpose lives. Not entirely. Because purpose isn't one big moment. It's thousands of tiny ones. It's the time you spend helping your elderly neighbor get to the doctor when no one else is available. It's that small bag of food you hand to somebody on the side of the road that looks hungry. It's the moment you stop, listen, and really see another human being. Those things, they matter just as much, if not more, than anything we achieve on paper, than something you get a certificate for or a paycheck for. Because purpose, at its core, is always rooted in love and compassion. And here's something else. Sometimes we miss our purpose, not because it's hidden, but because we hesitate. You feel that little nudge. Maybe I should take that job. Maybe I should move. maybe I should go to that event, meet that person, try something new. And then our mind jumps in, our logic jumps in. Well, what if that's wrong? What if it doesn't work out? So we do nothing, and the opportunity passes. So let's make this simple. Here's how you can start tuning into your path. Sit in silence and feel the idea. Ask your spirit guides for guidance. Go for that yes or no answer. Take small steps. Just try it on for size. Pay attention to how it feels. Does it expand you or does it contract you? Now, if it feels right, keep on going. If it doesn't, then adjust. That's part of the plan too. And always, always look for ways to bring love into whatever path you're on, because that's the real compass. And sometimes purpose shows up in the smallest moments. Let me tell you about a day I had not too long ago. You know those days where everything just goes wrong? Yeah, it was one of those. So I woke up with this nasty headache. I had been crying for a couple of days because I just lost my sweet, sweet dog. My heart was still really broken. I went to make some coffee, and of course, I was out of creamer. Now, I do not drink coffee without my creamer. I basically drink creamer with a splash of coffee. So, off to the store I go. I grab some groceries, head to the checkout, and then I realize I've got no wallet, which also means I drove to the store without my driver's license. Fantastic. Now, they don't take Apple Pay. I don't have a buck of cash with me. I'm standing there in the checkout line feeling completely embarrassed and exposed. So the cashier says they'll hold my groceries at the store, but only for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So I run out to my car, and of course, some big king cab truck parks diagonally and basically blocks me in. So I'm taking it totally personally, like somebody or something is totally against me. So I wiggle back and forth, and I finally get my car out. And of course, I hit every red light on the way. There aren't even that many, but I think every one of them was red. I get cut off twice, and then I get blocked in at my own gate by somebody who is trying to get in without the gate access. So at this point, I'm like, okay, universe, I get it. So I finally get home, and then I can't find my wallet. Finally, it's hiding under a chair like it's playing games with me. So I find my wallet, I race back to the store, can't find a parking place, finally, a long way from the door, I find one. So, long line at the customer service, and the clerk, oh, let's just say, kindness was not part of her job description that day. So, and right there in line, I just felt it all. I felt small, alone, like the world had just decided to pile everything on. And here's the thing. None of this was big. None of this stuff really mattered. But in that moment, it felt huge. And all I wanted was like one person to smile, one person to be kind to me, just one small moment of light. Because, you never really know what somebody is carrying. What if my grief had been for a child or a spouse instead of a dog? What if I had already been hanging by a thread? And what if one kind word, one smile, could have changed everything? I don't have bad days like that very often. I mean, it's very rare. I'm usually in a good mood. I'm usually the one smiling and being nice to other people, but not that day. I really needed somebody to be nice. But one kind word, one smile that day could have just changed everything for me. And that is the ripple effect. That's purpose. Not the big shiny moments, but the quiet ones, the human ones, the ones where you choose love when it could be easier not to. So what can you do today? Where are you meant to be? Maybe it's not a new job. Maybe it's exactly where you are. Maybe someone in your life right now needs your presence, your energy, your kindness. You don't have to change the world overnight. You just have to touch the moment you're in. Because even the smallest act of kindness can echo farther than you'll ever know. Imagine this. Your smile lifts somebody's mood. That person goes home calmer, more loving. That energy changes a relationship. That relationship eventually leads to a child. And maybe, just maybe, that child grows up to do something extraordinary. All because you chose kindness in a moment that felt very small. That's how powerful you are. That moment can be so powerful. So why are you here? What ripples will you leave behind? Where are you being gently guided to go? Who are you meant to connect with? Let your heart lead you. Stay open. Trust those nudges. Because when you move with love, you're always being guided, always. So today, be kind, be present, be open. Protect your energy, but share your light. Because that light, it matters more than you know. So thanks for being here with me. You can always find me on dialupintuition.com. And until next time, keep dialing up your intuition.